Hey guys, welcome back to Tower of God New World. In today's video, I wanted to talk about leveling and leveling fast as free-to-play, talking purely about the Shinsu Link levels. Now, this is not a guide and me telling you have to do this. This is something that I've been asked a lot on how did I level so fast. I think my account is almost a month old as free-to-play, and people are asking me how I get my Shinsu Link so high. So I wanted to go through what I do. Once again, I am not telling you that you have to do this. This is just how I do it. I prioritize leveling my account in these type of games because I like that sort of investment. Obviously, summons are always a necessary part, but if there's ever a way that I can use my currencies to increase the rate of leveling of my characters, I always feel like that's going to give me a good power increase. But once again, you don't have to do this because it does cost premium currency, your gems, and it's going to cost you some summons to do it. But I wanted to go through it anyway and show you how I did it. Now, I feel like that's a fair disclaimer. I'm not telling you you have to do this. This is just what I have done personally, and yes, it has cost me a bunch of summons, but let's go through it. As you can see, I'm Shinsu Link 183 on 3 of them, 201 and 180 on this one. I have hit the Shinsu breakpoint where I start needing a lot more Shinsu and I don't have enough to get there. But basically on my account got super lucky. On my rerolls, I rerolled for this account, and that allowed me to progress fast earlier. So especially in the early stages of your account, like the first week, if you can push 5, 6, 7 chapters ahead of someone else, your just base AFK loot that you're getting is a lot greater, which is really going to help, whether it be through using the resources in the bag, or whether it be through just raw AFK loot, or through using the purchasing, the quick loot. Now, this is something else I have done. On this account, for the first probably 20 or so days, I purchased every single one of these quick loots available. Now I am stopping and I'm not doing the 200 one because I feel like I'm at a pretty nice balance point. Early on, I want to get every little bit possible because I wanted to push those chapters as hard as possible. But I understand that on my account now, I am pretty well stuck here in chapter 22 until I build myself a third carry unit, which I am lacking, and I'm waiting on banners to go ahead and do that. So I'm just accepting that I'm stuck. I'm not too stressed on it as much. So that's where I'm sitting. Now, another big thing is going to be, once again, Shinsu I'm stuck on, but experience early days. Now, as you can see here, I have bought out this store. The gold one, I don't need to buy the gold ones anymore. That was just something I accidentally clicked. They cost 80 gems. I feel like I'm pretty good on gold now. I'm low now because I did actually refresh this once already. So you can see we're up to the 200 refresh. The first one's 100. And I am buying these experience from here. 24 hours experience. Once you get to chapter 21 is when you will start seeing the experience in the shop, and honestly it's 320 gems, I believe it is, for the 24-hour experience. When you don't really get experience too many other places, I have been snapping them up. Now, as for the Shinsu, I did not buy this Shinsu in the first probably 20 to 25 days because you just don't have the gold to be able to, because you're trying to upgrade your gear, you're using it through leveling, but also along the way they have added in the extra bosses for us, which have given me a lot more income in terms of gold. So as you see here, we got the mock battle facility. I can't remember how much exactly you get from that. But you're getting a good chunk of gold when you do these. I should have 2 challenges. So let's just go in and shame myself. Dude, I am so struggling. I've been trying different formations. I don't even care anymore on this boss about damage. I just struggled so hard. Everyone I see doing high damage is like hats, and I'm like, maybe I'm missing something on this boss. I'm pretty good on all the other bosses, but this guy, I just struggled to do damage, so I'm just slapping anything in. My Kaseya doesn't even have her gear on at the moment because I swapped it, so we're going to get horrible damage. But in general, the bosses are giving so much gold, and now that we've got this additional boss, and in the dev notes they've said that they are going to add change this boss into the Amigo Chars for the next wave, it means we still got some pretty decent gold income, which is amplifying over time. But like I said, early days, I don't recommend buying that Shinsu because you really do need it for your leveling, for your gear upgrades as well, getting, your first few sets of gear upgraded. It really leaves you strapped on the gold income. So for me personally, I would avoid that still early on, but I've hit a point now in the game where I do have a fair bit of gold. I'm pretty happy with my progression. I don't have anyone else that I'm desperate to upgrade gear on, so I'm happy to buy that Shinsu because Shinsu is my weak point at the moment in my account, where I literally can't ascend my characters because I can't level them up any further because of shinsu. So I do need that. So this is the point that I'm getting it. But as you can see, this boss, I'm getting 600,000. So I'm getting like an extra 1.2 million gold just based on this boss alone, even though I'm doing 0 damage to it. So I think I'm around 800,000 or something gold in the, whatchamacallit, in the mock battle facility. So getting some decent income there. Also, we got the Guardian's test, which is giving us more gold as well. So it is making that purchasing of the shinsu more valuable. But once again, you will hit, like, I think most people will hit that shinsu requirement around level 200 with their highest carry, maybe even at 180. At 180, I got stuck, but I had a bunch of shinsu in the bag that I could pop and get that and help me level. But then it does become much more of a like a weak point for people, and you've really got to try and progress through that. But literally, those are the reasons that my account has been progressing fast. Buying stuff from the shop, and then also, but the shop, like, I really didn't start buying much from the shop until I hit chapter 21 and that experience started popping in. Then I found myself swimming in gold a bit more, which meant I could start buying the shinsu, because that's like 2,500 for 2.5 million gold for the 500 shinsu. So, you know, once again, I don't like telling people to do this. I just wanted to explain what I'm doing, because that is what I prioritize. I don't think there's any one right answer on whether it's worth it or not, because hey, those 640 gems that I used to buy these 2 things of experience, I could have got an SSR plus, and maybe that would have been more valuable. But I like to focus in on the things that are guaranteed on these idle games, which is that leveling experience to help beef up my characters and my account. And then the big thing that made me actually do this, like, more comfortable doing this, is the fact that we get the free 5 summons every day. Now, the free 5 summons every day, it may not make sense, because you're like, okay, but you're still using those summons. Yes, true, but I feel better about spending 600 gems a day on experience when I'm getting 5 free summons. So I'm getting that refund of 1,500 gems worth of summons back every day. I know it doesn't make sense, because I am still spending those gems, and those are gems that I no longer have. But because we get the 5 free summons, it's just making me feel a little bit more comfortable about it. And hey, that is my logic. But once again, that is literally the main reasons. 1, I progressed really fast, really early. 2, I was buying out all the fast loots to get as much experience as possible to be able to level my account. And then the third thing is that I have been buying the resources from the workshop store. Once again, I don't recommend shinsu early on, because you need that gold for other things. But once you get to this 21, 22, you find you might have more gold, but you're really struggling for experience and the shinsu, and that's where it shifts and you start buying those types of things. And once again, now that we do have the extra bosses, once you start getting higher damage in the bosses, you do get a lot more gold income, which helps out with that. So that is pretty much it. That is why my account is leveling pretty decently fast as free to play, considering I did start it late. But there's no other tricks than that. It's just got to choose where you want to spend your resources. Once again, you don't have to, just what I've been doing. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.